Hi, I'm Richard from Frozen Well. Welcome back to the 14th devlog for my game Ghostblaster. If you're enjoying these devlogs, please hit the subscribe and like buttons. I really appreciate the support. It's been a while since the last devlog. I was feeling a bit burnt out with the game dev and creating videos, so I decided to take a break. I feel recharged now and ready to go again with both game dev and the devlogs. Going forward, I plan on making a Ghostblaster devlog once a month. This should mean I have plenty of content to use each month without putting too much pressure on myself, as this is a hobby after all. It will also give me time to hopefully do the odd game jam or challenge here and there, and also maybe some more tutorial videos. First up this time is that I've been looking into making levels replayable, so if the player dies then they can restart the same level as many times as they want till they manage to complete it. When I started investigating ways of doing this, I realised that I'd misunderstood how the random number generator in Godot works. I wasn't the only person that had noticed this either, as Smacks had pointed this out in the comments of my last devlog as well. What I'd been doing, as you can see from the image here, was making up numerous random number generators throughout the project, and calling the randomise function on each of them whenever I use them. This is not the best way to do this number generation, as it means I've no control of the seed being used to create the random number. What I really needed was a central number generator that I set at the start of the level and then just use this throughout the game when needed. This then gave me the ability to save the seed that was created for this generator, and then if I wanted to create the same level again, I'd just need to feed this seed into the random number generator. This system is now working in a basic form. As you can see from the code here, I've just hard-coded a seed value, and depending on which button you press on the menu, either a random level is created or a level is created using the hard-coded seed value. You can see this in action here. If I keep choosing the second button on the menu, it creates the same level each time. It's going to need some more work to make a fully functional replay system, but the basic mechanics are there. I'll just have to save the seed when a random level is created and then reuse this to recreate the level if the player chooses to replay it. I did notice one issue straight away though. When the level generation chooses a version of a room to use, it always chooses the same version. So if the level needed, let's say 4 types of a room, all 4 would be the exact same ones. To fix this issue, I modify the seed when the index used to choose the room is called, and just add the grid location X and Y position to it to create a slightly different seed each time. This has the desired effect of creating random rooms and still means that the exact same selection of rooms can be recreated when restarting the level. After sorting out the random stuff, I decided that I'd work on adding some more hazards to the game. The first of these is a floor spike that's just visible to the player, and then when they get close it pops up out of the ground. Before I talk through how I implemented this, here's the spike in action in the game. As you see, the spike's just visible and there's a slight sparkle on the end, just to catch the player's attention and alert them to the hidden danger. Then, when the player moves closer, the spike pops out of the ground, meaning the player has to jump over it to avoid getting killed. When the player then moves away from the spike, it returns back to its original partially hidden state, ready to possibly catch the player out again if they come back through this room at any point. So, that's hazard in action. Now for how I created it. First I used a spike from the spike pits that are already in the game. The scene for the floor spike in Godot consists of a few nodes with signals used for the functionality. The scene starts with an Area 2D node that has a collision shape to detect the player entering and exiting the area around the spike. These two signals are body entered and body exited, which both connect to functions in the script. When a body enters the collider, we first check that the body is the player, then play a sound effect and play the spike appearing animation. I set the animation speed and the pitch scale to values that make the spike appear quickly and also speeds up the sound effect to reflect the animation speed. The body exited function works the same way. It checks for the player and then sets the speed of the animation and sound effects, this time slower so that the spike slowly retreats into the ground. There are 2 sprites in the scene, the first being the spike that we animate and the second being the sparkle effect. This sparkle effect only plays when the spike is idle, which is controlled by boolean value. This is set to false when the player enters or exits a detection area, and is set back to true by the animation player calling the set idle function. The spike has an Area 2D that's used to check for collisions with a player, and then triggers a function which tells the player that they've been damaged. The final node in the scene is an audio stream player to play the sound effects. That's all for this time. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm hoping to release a devlog once a month from now on. Thanks for watching, and if you're enjoying the devlogs, please like and subscribe.